Hello and welcome back to this third virtual tour for the Animal Welfare Centre here at Moulton College. My name's Dean. I'm one of the senior animal welfare technicians here, and on this tour I thought it'd be nice to show you around what we call our outdoor collection. So the outdoor collection is an area that is under constant development, so we're improving enclosures, developing enclosures and bringing in new species all the time as well. And it's split into two distinct areas, so our paddock space, or our paddock area, and our domestic species area, with some exotic species in there as well. So we will swing around this way and we'll have a look at our rabbit and guinea pigs first. So these are our rabbit outdoor enclosures up here. They've all just been fed and now a bit of sunbathing. So their indoor space is about the same as their outside space as well, and then they have access to this outside space every day, and then they're shut in overnight. So the rabbit species are used all the time by students, really nice species to be working with, to learn about health checking and restraint and handling. Students also do training with these guys. We'll carry on down to our guinea pig enclosures. So these guys have just been fed as well, so they're out enjoying the sunshine. And again, these are set up in exactly the same way, so inside and outside enclosures, and they have access inside overnight, and then they come out during the day as well. Again, a really nice species for students to learn how to handle properly, how to restrain safely, and then how to do things like physical health checks, claw clipping, grooming. And again, some students also do training with them. So we've had students this year training these guys to station train, target train as well. So we follow this path round then and get a glimpse of our paddocks, which we'll go and see in a minute. It's our poultry enclosure. So have a large indoor area as well. This is really important, particularly after recent years where we've had to house our poultry inside because of government restrictions, that they have a large inside enclosure as well. And then joined to this enclosure is our tortoise enclosure. So we've got sulcata tortoises down here. We're able to see them through the glare. There's a couple inside. Sulcata tortoises are an African species, a large tortoise species. And this is their paddock space down here. You can see one of our tortoises grazing at the bottom there, enjoying the lovely sunshine. And then behind me you will have heard our cockatiels and the cockatiel aviary here. Lovely large flight area for them, which they're displaying nicely. As we pan back round, we'll see more of a close-up on our tortoises. Really nice species for students to be working with. These guys are really good for target training as well. We've got 3 sulcata tortoises, and we can target train them to separate colours, so they can follow a coloured target, which is handy when we need to get them back inside overnight. Then the next enclosure down here is our ferret enclosure. Just pan back a little bit. So have these access to these pods all the time. There's a ferret just down there, and a larger shed area as their inside enclosure. Let's see if we can encourage them out of it. Ferrets! Right, all hidden away. So we're going to go down into our paddocks now and go and meet Star. Star's our llama, you can see her there. Hi Star. The Star's normally quite good. She's a bit of an old girl now, so Star's around 21. She doesn't like cameras particularly though. So normally I can go up and fuss her quite happily and she'll have a nice fuss. But she's a bit camera shy, I think. Then we've got our alpacas down there as well. And then as I pan round, you'll see our goats all sitting and enjoying the sunshine. So we house 3 different species of goat. We've got Anglo-Nubian, so that's the chap with the big ears. We've got golden Guernseys, these goats that you can see staring at me at the front there, and then at the back and in the shed we've got our Angora goats, which are the hairy goats. All our goats are around 10 and a half years old now, and students love working with them. So students get to learn how to do hoof trimming, how to Poultry train the goats, how to groom them, and goats are really interactive for students to be working with as well, so they're a really nice species to house. So the paddock you can see just over the fence there is actually the llama and alpaca paddock, but we open it up during the day so they're all mixed in together. The alpaca sunbathing. Let's go and see our pigs. So this bottom paddock is our pig paddock. We house Kunekune pigs here. They've all been fed and they're having a nice snooze. I wonder if Kiwi will come out. Kiwi! Kiwi! Here she comes. Hello! Come on then! So Kunekune pigs, they originate from New Zealand where they're bred and kept for food. They've got really nice temperaments. Hello Kiwi! Which is why we house them here actually, so really good for students to be working with. Really good for training again. Students learning how to work with larger hoof stock. Hello. Hello Kiwi. Are you going to come and have a fuss? The Kiwi likes her belly being rubbed. As you can see. So she'll often come out for a fuss like that. Again, students have been training these this year to station train. So that is essentially training the pigs to stand on a station or a spot or a mark, which helps us actually with routine healthcare. So it might be that we can station train them for vaccinations. It might be that we can station train them to do any foot care as well. She does like her belly being rubbed. So we'll head back up now through the goats and the alpacas. It's a lovely day here today, very quiet. This gives you a bit of an idea of the surroundings that we're lucky to be in. Just over there is our arboretum here at the college. So as we head up this way, I'm going to take you into a paddock with a new species that we've got here. And a little bit of a surprise, I'm hoping. So at the Animal Welfare Centre, we have some really nice links with other industry bodies, other zoological collections. It's actually where a lot of our animals come from, different zoos. And the enclosure we're about to go into is a species that have just arrived. Just arrived before Christmas. So we've got 2 females that came in, and they're a really nice species to house here. Really nice species for students to be working with as well. So we'll go in and we'll introduce you. Okay, so we're now in our Wallaby paddock. So these, we have 2 females here. They came from a local zoological collection, and they're getting on really well. So we work with them on a daily basis, and students are working with them as well to try and get them more used to human presence and people being around them. And students are starting to work with them to get them to hand feed so we can get quite close, which is nice. So we've got 2 females, like I said, but what is the exciting thing and the surprise I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy is that we have one with Joey. So a wallaby with a Joey in the pouch, and I'll try and pan round so we can see her, and we can just see his or her little head sticking out of the pouch there. Try and move around a little bit. So wallabies are pretty amazing in that they oh, and there she goes. So wallabies are pretty amazing in their breeding technique, in that they can prolong their gestation. So they have a very short gestation period. They give birth to a very small fetus that would then crawl up and then go into pouch. And that fetus would then latch on to the teat in there, and then that's where it starts to grow in the pouch. And now we can see, or you've just seen, that Joey, who's much bigger, is now starting to look a little bit more out of the pouch, and then hopefully we will start having updates of him coming out and exploring as well. But whilst that's also going on, the chances are she's also got another embryo developing, ready for when this Joey comes out of pouch for that embryo to go into pouch. So quite a nice technique for them to have, because it means that they are continuously breeding essentially. So a really nice species to have here, and for students to see that as well. So we'll go out of this enclosure. Give you this nice view to finish up. So I really hope that you've enjoyed these virtual tours, and then it's been something to break up your day a little bit, give you a bit of an insight into what we house here and what we do and how we work with them, and also for future students to give you an idea of what you're going to be coming to in September and working with as well. So like previous weeks, Ashley's going to be doing some live streaming as well. So with some species that we've been looking at he'll be doing some more in-depth live streaming for you, and I hope you've enjoyed his previous ones. We all thank him for it every time he does it, and I think they've been really good. And then next week as well, we're hoping to show you our East Northant site. So we have another animal welfare centre over in Higham Ferris, and we've got a team working over there following social distancing as well, and they're going to be sending you some updates of the species that they work with over there and that we house over there. So until then, thank you very much. Goodbye.